Our founder, John Fabick Sr., set out to build the greatest service organization of its kind. Mr. Fabick adopted the motto, "To ever serve our customers better." These words remain the cornerstone of our organization today and are displayed proudly at each of our locations.
To ever serve our customers better is as true today as it was when my grandfather, John Fabick Sr., coined that phrase in 1917.
In 1899, John Fabick Sr. and his father, Philip Fabick, opened the Tower Grove Livery Stable in St. Louis, Missouri. By 1917, he took on his first line of tractors, Cle-Trac tractors. This is considered the founding date of the John Fabick Tractor Company. The 1920s were all about new beginnings and overcoming difficulties. The John Fabick Tractor Company quickly became a dealer of CL Best tractors, which after 4 years merged with Holt Manufacturing to form the Caterpillar Tractor Company. Caterpillar chose a St. Louis competitor to carry their new line of tractors, so John Fabick developed his own line of tractors to compete, which he named All-Work Tractors. They became a major competitor to Caterpillar, so Caterpillar reversed their decision and named John Fabick Tractor Company as their exclusive dealer in 1927. In 1931, the John Fabick Tractor Company played an essential role in supporting the work that would build the Bagnall Dam to create the Lake of the Ozarks. The John Fabick Tractor Company was able to increase its size and reach when it acquired a dealership in Memphis in 1934, giving them a territory that included Arkansas, Mississippi, and Tennessee, and was run by John II. In 1938, John Sr. became ill, so John II sold the Tennessee dealership and returned home to St. Louis to take over his father's business. Then in 1939, oil was discovered outside of Salem, Illinois. The Salem branch was born, becoming the first Caterpillar dealer to open a satellite branch, setting the standard for Caterpillar dealers worldwide. As the 1940s rolled around, the country entered World War II, and with John II at the helm, the John Fabick Tractor Company was ready to support the nation with heavy equipment to help win the war.
24-hour wartime operation punishes even the best equipment, but Fabick keeps them rolling.
The 50s saw major growth for the country, and the John Fabick Tractor Company took on expansion of its own. In 1950, the dealership acquired a branch in Jefferson City, Missouri, expanded the Salem location facilities, expanded the Marion store, and at the flagship St. Louis location, a new parts drive-in was opened to better serve customers. Later that decade, the construction of the interstate highway system made for good years at the John Fabick Tractor Company. In the 1960s, the John Fabick Tractor Company was involved in projects that would become some of St. Louis's favorite destinations, including the construction of the St. Louis Gateway Arch and Busch Stadium. In 1967, the John Fabick Tractor Company celebrated its 50-year anniversary, and John Fabick II handed the presidency of the company to his younger brother, Francis. Francis Fabick's passion for pipelines led him to one of John Fabick Tractor Company's most difficult, prestigious, and lucrative projects, the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. By 1972, Fabick moved its headquarters to Fenton, Missouri, because the 3100 Gravois location could no longer house all of the new equipment and activity that came from the 60s and the pipeline project. In 1980, Francis Fabick retired and handed the presidency of the company to his younger brother, Joe Fabick. Joe's tenure didn't last long, as his experience led him to a new opportunity, expanding the Fabick vision to his own dealership. In 1982, Caterpillar chose Joe to lead a newly combined territory, forming Fabco Incorporated.
At that point in time, the territories were in a certain amount of disarray. The customer preference for Caterpillar product was low. There was a lot of rebuilding that had to happen in order to get the territories back into a reasonable condition.
The opening created by Joe's departure from the St. Louis operation was quickly filled by Harry Fabick, the son of John II. Within 2 years, Joe had opened 2 new locations, Superior, Wisconsin in 1983 and Wausau, Wisconsin in 1984. And back in Missouri, Fabick opened their Power Systems division in 1988. Throughout the early 90s, Fabco invested back into the business through facility upgrades and new locations. While Fabick celebrated 75 years, Fabick focused on serving their customers by shifting towards small machine opportunities, compact construction products, and rental business opportunities. In 1997, Doug, Harry Fabick's son, began his transition into the Fabick presidency, which he would acquire by the start of the new millennium. Fabco Power Systems began gaining major traction in 1998 and would soon have Caterpillar power installations at major sports venues like Miller Park, the University of Wisconsin Stadiums, and Lambeau Field. As the new millennium rolled around, Fabco formed an industry alliance with a local Wisconsin company called Lincoln Contractor Supply to better serve their customers. At the age of 38, Jerry Fabick, son of Joe Fabick, officially assumed dealer principal status at Fabco. Back at Fabick, Doug Fabick jumped at the opportunity to expand their territory. Fabick now had branches in Joplin, West Plains, and Springfield, Missouri. In the spring of 2011, an EF5 tornado demolished 1/3 of Joplin, Missouri, and smashed directly into Fabick's Joplin store. Doug Fabick rushed to Joplin the next morning to reassure the employees that the company was there to support them and the community. 3 days after the tornado, the store was up and running again to help Joplin rebuild. After the economic downturn in 2008 and 2009, Fabco went on to have record-breaking years from 2011 till 2014. This allowed Fabco to complete their Eau Claire, Wisconsin campus. In 2013, Fabick finished their 16,000 square foot expansion of the headquarters in Fenton, Missouri. On July 1st, 2015, Fabick and Fabco merged to create a much expanded territory for the newly formed organization. In 2017, Fabick was honored with a visit from the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, in Fenton, Missouri. This was a great way to kick off their 100-year anniversary. In 2022, Jerry Fabick became Chairman, CEO, and Dealer Principal alongside John Fabick IV, now serving as President.
The employees are our family, and they just need to be acknowledged because I can't say enough how much they mean to myself and the rest of the Fabick family.
It is such an honor and privilege to be a member of the 5th generation and be a part of this legacy.
It's important for us as an organization to never lose sight of the ethics and the core values that we've employed over these years. They've served us incredibly well, and I think that they will continue to far into the future.